Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm going to have to make a little detour from these journals that I started working on. I did finish the covers. Well, I forgot to add the seam binding on the other two, and I already added the paper down. But I wanted to get the covers all put together before I set them aside. So let me show them to you, and then I'll tell you why I had to set them aside. So this is the one I'm keeping with the girl with the broken arm. I did glue some cellophane tape to it, and it's holding pretty well. I really like this patchwork piece to go on it, with a little bit of yellow and pink there in the middle. And these are all made with cereal boxes. And this one has a bigger piece. This girl with the pretty pink outfit. So I'm glad the covers are done. Now I can clean up all the fabric pieces that I have laying around and get them out of the way. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now, but I'll get a handle on it. It's just a bad time for overwhelm. You know, with what I'm dealing with emotionally right now with the loss of my father. But I realized that Mother's Day is 2 weeks away, and I was going to make a scripture journal for my mother and one for my secret sister at church. And I just wanted to do a one signature one, but include a lot of scripture, because my mother really enjoyed looking through the faith journals that I made, and she looked through them slowly. I talked to you about it when I first made those journals, and she read aloud all the scripture she saw within the journal and took comfort in it. And that was before my dad died, but she was dealing with a lot with her own strength is failing, and dealing with his downturn. But so anyway, I had the idea then that I would make a scripture journal for her for Mother's Day, and then I thought I'll make one for my secret sister too. Turns out my secret sister, who is she lost her husband about a little over a year ago now. She does not know that I'm the one giving her cards and little gifts, etc. We have spoken, but I don't know if she knows that I'm a widow too. Anyway, she is away. She went away to stay with some family until I think July. So I'm going to have to mail hers to her. So I want to get these done. So I pulled out some sturdy double-sided cardstock, and I'm going to select some covers, and then I'll select some pieces out of my faith box that I can use in these. And I will also try to make 2 to put in my shop. So these are Anna Griffin papers, and I like this for the cover because I could put an image on it. This would be maybe a little too distracting, but this would be pretty on the inside. And the same with this one, I could put an image on that. But I also have these. I think these might even be sturdier. These are Kaiser Craft, I think. Oh, Blue Fern Studios. Yeah, this one is Blue Fern Studio. They are quite sturdy. So I have this one that's already cut and folded. That could be pretty. These are Tattered Walls. I don't know if my mother would appreciate the tattered look. I don't think she would be into that. And I kind of think my secret sister might not be into this either. So I think these are all too shabby looking. Let's see what else we have. This one is called Happy Accident, this collection. And I do have Kaiser Craft too, which is a little bit lighter weight. So I really like to do one of these heavier ones. See, this would be nice. It looks shabby, but not too grungy. I love the blue. I think I made a journal with this. You get 2 of each, so I think I've already used some of these. I want a pretty focal point on the front, but they're always on this side, but they're on that side. It's got a man on it. Of course, if I use this one, then I don't have a focal point, and I could add a pretty focal point from my scripture, my faith collection. This one is pretty. I love the pink. My mother's favorite color is purple, but I don't think I have any purple here. And I don't know what my secret sisters, I think I like this one. I like the bird. My mom likes birds. We'll see. Maybe that one. Oh, I love this one. All that detail down the side and the chicken. Of course, I need to find 2 also to go in my, to make for the shop. Yeah, I like that one. I'll use this one. And this one. That's pretty. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And in case I don't want to use the bird on my mom's, because I'm thinking about what scripture I'll put on the front. What kind of image I'll put on the front. I don't know if she's really into pink, but I'll look at this blue one. Okay. So I have some covers picked out. Now, the reason I'm feeling so distracted and overwhelmed is because I still need to tidy up in here. I didn't tidy up completely, and I've got lots of fabric spread around now from what I was just doing, and I've been prepping some things to go in my shop, some de-stash stuff and flea market stuff, and I'd like to get some stuff listed. So I just feel like I have too much to do all at once. I just need to take a breath and do one thing at a time. So I'm thinking I could get some stuff listed, spend a day doing that. Maybe, I don't know if I have time today. And then once I get stuff listed, then I can just focus on getting these journals done. I don't think they'll take too long, doing a 1 signature. Okay, so I'll put, now these are not junk journalers that I'm making these for, but the ones that'll go in my shop will be for people that are familiar with junk journals. So this wouldn't be weird to them having a game sheet. I do want to put some of these in because my mother really liked these. I'll just leave the whole pile out. And my mom's kind of familiar with junk journals because she has seen enough of mine. These would be nice. I don't know if I'll use these. I'll pull them out, but I might save them to use in a larger journal. But I've got quite a few of them. Got some religious songbook pages. Country of Abraham. Have a stained glass piece with tissue paper or vellum. And I can use these. I really like those. This was an old calendar, 1930, and each day of the week has a scripture verse on it. Keep the ideals pages out. All right, got lots of pages here. I'll probably put 15 folded sheets in these journals. And I'll use some of these scripture cards. Put some of these in here. Some of these little Bibles, stickers. I'll put at least one antique or vintage card in each journal. I got several sizes. Oh, the offering envelopes, I did put some in here. So that's nice. These are Sunday school little cards that would go home with the child. Lots of nice things. These are, they're not antique, but they are vintage, and they are postcards that the Sunday school teacher would mail to children who were absent for a couple of weeks, just to invite them back. Don't let them forget about Sunday school. I know I just did scripture journals not that long ago, so you've seen these supplies if you were watching at that time. But it's good that I'll be able to use some more of these. Beautiful, beautiful. I have so many antique and vintage things that would go in a faith journal that I've collected over the years. These are newer. Oh, that one's old. This is new. This is just a sheet of vellum or even glassine, because it's a little glossy, little crosses. So I'm not really sure how to use them because they don't show up that much, but I'll put them in here for now. We'll figure it out. Oh, I have these too. They're in here somewhere. These are books of the Bible that came out of a game. I made a little ruffle, little cluster with that. I have a cathedral window. I can make the vellum stained glass, quote unquote, to go in it. And I have old hymnal. This is the Bible game that used the books of the Bible, and those are in here. The little pieces are in here. Ooh, I've got 3 already done. I just need to make one more. Cool. These are digitals with scripture on them. Okay. It seemed like when I made the last faith journals, it seemed like it would be a long time till Mother's Day, because I knew I wanted to make them for my mom, but I thought, do I want to wait till Mother's Day to do it, because that's a long time. But here we are, and it's not a long time. I still haven't chosen any images to go on the front. It could be any of these old cards with the old images. I could use those. I don't know. I'm not going to make a fast decision on that. Something like that. It says Christ the first fruits. This one says commit thy way unto the Lord. That is really pretty. And there's nothing on the back. So they would be good. Be not weary in well-doing. I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Consider the lilies, how they grow. Oh, this would be pretty on the front of one of them. Abstain from all appearance of evil. But it does have the Lord's Prayer on the back, but it was stuck to scrapbook paper, so it's got a little bit of a mess on the back. But these are scripture verse cards. This is Nicodemus visiting Jesus and asking how he can be saved. The three magi, the visit of the wise men, ministry of John the Baptist, temptation of Jesus. Just don't know if they would be good for the front cover. I can look at my digital files too and see. I have these, but I don't want to put these on the front, but I might have something. I've had a lot of religious digital sets over the years, but these are possibilities. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half, so it'll be 6 inches wide, and I think I'll probably make it 8 inches, 6 by 8. Cut off that strip at the bottom. I think I'll make it 8.5. Six inches. I could fold it that way. I might make a pretty journal topper for that with that. I should get them all cut at the same time. I just wanted to see if I like that size. I also have scripture verses, stamps that I could stamp to make something pretty on the front. I think I'll leave this part on, but I do like that. But that would be on the back. pretty with that one. These will all be nice tags or pockets. I need to say something. I should have said it at the beginning of the video. I published 2 videos at the same time this morning, which is Tuesday morning. And I don't like it when I do that. I scheduled them both. I scheduled one, and then I did the flea market haul. Thought I'll schedule this one for tomorrow and then change the other one, but I never changed the other one. And it makes me mad when I do that because I get fewer views on them. Maybe people only see one and they think that's what I published that day and that was it, and they don't go back and look at the one before it that was also just published. So I would like you to do me a favor and go back. I published what were they? One of them was the flea market haul. I don't even remember what the other one was. What did I just do? I don't know. I can't tell you which one to look for. Just go back and see the 2 that are right together with the flea market haul, and then another one that maybe you didn't see. And then watch it, please. That would be a big favor to me. All right, let's see what we have here. I'll probably only use 4 of these, but because of the focal image there, I wasn't sure if I would use it. But I think this would be a good candidate for using one of my hand-stamped verses and then, you know, put a pretty label around it. I might do that with that one. I think I'll use that one on that. I think this one looks good with this. And I won't put any on that. So this might be the one I don't use for a scripture journal. All right. Where are we? I'm gonna get my stamps out, my scripture stamps. My mother loves that verse. I might make something with that on there. This has a bunch of borders and corners in it, but all back here is all scripture stamps. So I think, just to make it easy on me, I'll just leave everything in here and just pull them out of there. I'll just pull my packing table over and leave this on the end of the table so I can access it. All right, so we have 6 by 8.5 there. And this is 5.5 by 8. So I don't have to do anything to that. I love this one. That's cute, but it doesn't look religious on the front. I'll put that one in there. I remember this picture. I'll put that in. I'll put one of those in each journal. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more in case I do use that 5th one, if I have time. This one is, I'm looking for a date, 1911, oh, 1940. Well, this is 1940. And this is, I don't know. All I see is 1918, but I'm sure they're not that old. Oh, 1930. Still pretty old. It says right here, 1940, 1930, 31, 31, and 40. So they're all old. All right, that's one page. I'll put a hymnal page in. This is all spur of the moment impromptu stuff, if you can't tell. Well, my mom, like I said, has seen my journals, but my secret sister may be confused about why there's a page in there sideways. I don't know if I should do that in hers. These are so pretty. Some of these pages have scripture and some have poems. Like that's a religious poem. And there is a scripture verse there. I don't have very many of these pages left. I don't even know what the book was. There's one more. And another. Do I have one more? Yep, I do. Yay! I have 5 of them. I'll put a lot of writing paper in these. I think for my mom, though, hers will have, she'll have some writing space, but I don't think she'll do a lot of writing in hers. So hers might have more illustrated pages. I think I need to include these. There's 6, so that one's good. By 8.5. Yeah, I'm gonna trim a little bit of this. And a hymn page. So this one I can put in my Secret Sisters book and just fold the pages so it'll be right side up. Just need to trim it a little bit. I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch my videos. I'm sure she doesn't know. She doesn't really know me, but we have spoken a little bit because I've made a point to talk to her since I had got her as a secret sister. so that when we get revealed, when she hears my name, she'll know who I am. Okay, that'll fit in hers. And then after this, I have the hymns, the workbook page, these pretty pages. This will be sideways in her book, and those. And then I'll just do writing papers and like that. I'll have stationery, notebook paper, grid paper, copy dyed paper. I'm looking for one that's not a folio. Okay. This is a Bible categories game, similar to the popular game called Scattergories. Get out some of my new tags. Just bought these tags, replenishing, because I didn't have any more of this size. This on a tag and then maybe embellish with a flower digital or something like that, or even a vintage seal, flower seal. We used to get those little seals stuck on our pages when we like memorized a verse or something. We get a little sticker to put on. So I've got a mess down here from, you know, projects that I haven't completely cleaned up from, and also from destashing. So here's my goal for today. I'm telling myself this right now, so I don't get so distracted. I am just spending a little time getting prepped for these journals. Then I will clean up down here a little bit at least, so I can think. And then I will work on putting some things in my shop. Sounds like a good plan. So I don't know about you, but today I'm not distracted by having to go anywhere. Yesterday I had errands to run and I visited my mom, and tomorrow my grandson's coming over here for lunch, but today is all mine as far as I know. My mom called and she barely got her question out. She needed to know what day it was. And then she had a knock at the door, so she had to go. So I don't know if she needed me for something. I'm sure she'll call me back if she did. But anyway, I don't know about you, but when I get a day that's free and clear, I have so many things I want to do that I have a hard time figuring out which one to do first. And I do make lists. I have a planner I make lists in. But I'm pretty sure that I am an ADHD person, so my brain goes a million different directions all at once. So I'll make 4 or 5 of these tags, and they're pretty quick, so I'll make 5. And that way, if I do make the 5th journal, so I can put 3 in the shop, that would be great. I hate having to cover one side, but they're kind of fragile, so they kind of do need to be glued to something. So I'll do some more of those. Let me see how I want to embellish that. I have my binder of flowers and my binder of labels. Some of these are digital, some are cut from greeting cards or magazines and books. Some of them are the Tim Holtz kind of ephemera pieces. I don't want to cover up all the verses. So maybe I'll just put this on. It does cover up 2 verses. See if I can get this glue to work. And I'll put a pretty ribbon in there or a piece of lace. So that'll be a quick and easy tag. I have lined paper in pastel colors. I need some blues, a pink, mostly blue. This could use a little yellow, but I mean, I can use whatever color I want inside, but kind of trying to stick to certain colors within each journal. I'll pull some yellows, a few greens. And blues. And then I have the copy paper. Some purple for my mommy, if I decide it goes. I don't want the bright ones. Oh, there's the blue. And I'll go look at some stationery. That's pretty. Oh, these are nice too. Not positive, but I think these were from Lehman, maybe. this is pretty. Looks like I only have one of those. And I'll see if there's any gift wrap that I want to pull out. Okay, that's enough out of there. I might add some graph paper to get more writing space, but I think we pretty much have the pages I want. So that's what I'm going to do on the video today. We're heading, there goes my laundry. It's a good time to stop. We're heading in the right direction here, so I feel a little better just having gotten some supplies out and ready to go, because I don't think this project will take more than a week. So I'll have it done in plenty of time to mail one to my secret sister and to give one to my mother. All right, thank you so much. They don't have to necessarily be Mother's Day themed journals. They're just going to be scripture journals. So it doesn't matter when I get them in the shop. I'm not trying to beat the Mother's Day deadline for the shop. But anyway, I've got a lot of work to do down here, cleaning up, etc. And I'm going to fold my laundry and get to work, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.